We left home by the time we were supposed to be at the reading. It was already a very warm March evening, and we were running late with Kitty, as she stopped to tell me how the vibes were turning bad in the last few days, and how things had turned hopeless as she was running 3 steps ahead, while I briefly assured her there was no reason to fear. As I walked up the stairs, where I met men so rich that they have lost object permanence. Tiresome, infuriating, hoping she or the stars could hear me, and then past the doorman to the red room. There a poet was reading, in a monotone, about a spider, crawling and drops of honey dripping. A vanishing act with no encore, a thankless job that left me to wonder if I'd be next or not. And then someone asking, blessed by their youth always, what's in the structure of a poem? Time mostly, I said, and a clue where to find these words, whether scattered in a quick note or scribbled on a toilet wall, scrambling like ants on a Formica counter, marching all in line in a novel, and circling all around the marble of a monument, like in the Grove Street burial ground, saying the dead shall be raised, again, with a period, a hole in the marble, not hope, but matter of fact, like a threat, straight to the heart of the art of literature, a deal in necromancy, its morose lineage of the dead. Then Mike showed up, and I mentioned I was writing a book, The Pleasure of Gossip, pleasure of the text, mover of character in a novel, and the pleasure of name-dropping, against the ancient joy of naming, before knowing, before we knew how things usually go. Then Mike said, I don't know if I have ever asked you, but what do you do in life? So I told him that for the longest time I had been no one. And then I have just lived. The life, the true life, the life in which no day ever truly starts, earlier than 3:15. And at only 25, I shy boy, had yet to learn to laugh. The flesh and the violence of the jeté, dependent on the money of others, on the love of others, dependent on the work of others, pursuing an elegant gesture, an appropriate expression, fascination and what else, noblesse oblige. I needed money at the time, and the purple air of the evening got me cold. So if he'd called, I'd answer. He, 23, an adult man, and having met him only twice, my sister despised him, called him a fool, as vulgar as someone you might just meet, like a high-class beggar, despair, or even a nurse or an author. 6 people enter a cafe, a poet, a boxer and a butcher, a poet and a butler, and Ivanov, our last romantic, who lived as an au pair in a Park West pension for a Manhattan millionaire, and stopped in the middle of the joke to ask me if I knew why women were so nice to him. My baby told me that to be a star is to grow to be someone you hate. He didn't wait for my answer. If Anchulli called in my hand, Fernet Branca, I am the whore for I have nothing but my loveliness. It was because the world is unnice to women, he said, and here I thought it was because he paid them. To claim on a Monday morning to have secured the bag, you must be involved in criminal activity. Only after I could meet my first felon in the United States, I grew the balls to wear jewelry. And when asked what I did, I would say this and that, or import escort, the usual. The things you do to shake hands, to get in a room, to make rich men richer and not much happier, and stupid rich men happy and a bit more poor. And then, feeling particularly honest, I would say, I bring together very rich people and entertainers. Or, you're never in it for the long run. You'll burn out. And travel never helps, not even the imagination, no matter what Littré thought. It's no more than stepping through a door, and then another door, and then you're on beaches, poolsides, in airports, corner suites. Have you ever seen the world end before someone's feet? 3 Uber blacks behind a tour bus turn through an electric gate. They step down in black heels, greet me with a kiss, 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 back from a Trajan exile, unlike Ovid, who never came back. With them, the brothers of the cutted branch of the Campari fortune, drinking champagne of age. It was a warm March evening, and we were running late already, metal and orange, going from opal skies to electric lights, sparking from one breeze to another. I was relaxing at the Aqua House. The rumor was he had put on a hit on me. Last I heard of him, and I never heard much of him. We corralled the whole way from Marseille to Varna. Sorry to say, but manners aren't really my thing. I got to enjoy my life, and no one is more famous than that. It started with a trick to revive a song, when no one was singing and memory was fading, from the top of a mountain in a cave in Samos. Dragging a man screaming in the streets, as the crowd gathered around him, "Come, we'll send you home." Dark and so lovely bow, curdled milk bow, naked bow, the sky is still there, so vast upon this earth. A beast crying, where will you take me? Through lust and pain, are you still here? When there was pleasure in knowing it wouldn't last forever, the corruption of the worst by the best. Then I had a realization so sad that I couldn't even bring myself to think about it, and now it's lost. About what was the best thing of being alive. So come now, let us make this right. Let me tell you about Isabel, Caroline, and Naomi. Of the 5 years I lived without a single worry, out of poses and the bodies, and more money than I have ever imagined. In bright houses, new girls, more weekends in a week than a whole month. My hands are beautiful, they look like my neighbor. Writing to old and young men alike, the voice of a girl, I'm a tiger, let me put a show for you, babe. I burn so bright without ever being seen, an eye for a camera sounding like a machine gun. The safe box gently purring as I drilled the screws to secure it in a walk-in closet, furs piled on top. The first time I wondered what would happen if someone broke in my house. There was so much cash lying around. I found $1,000 soaking in the sink. The veal spilled in the tiny kitchen. Terrible taste, I know, but who did know better? We were just surprised to not be broke anymore. Thank you.
Thank you, Anton. Thank you. Wait, your beer.